Huh? Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gauranga Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gauranga Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gauranga Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare एवं विश्वभारतबंधन सरलिवरजगचार्य अष्टोत्तरशत श्री श्रीमती डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य ब्रिगेड फाउंडर आचार्य सेवियर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवरजगचार्य अष्टोत्तरशत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा पुरी धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की श्री नवदीप मायापुर धाम की गंगा मैया की यमुना मैया की भक्ति देवी की श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा वृंदावन चंद्र की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की श्री श्री गौर निताय की ग्रंथराज श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की श्री कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Dishitarine. Everybody gets 2 or only I get? ओके क्या बोलते हैं गिव एंड टेक पॉलिसी ओके oh yes they could love 3 much to me 2 much is also okay 3 much 4 much love me 4 much love me 5 much love me 6 much 7 much love me million much but with million garlands I will be flat I think okay we did not have prayers I think ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजाता सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादा सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, that's the spirit. So if I say, let's say Kalpana Mishra, some Mataji, married or unmarried girl, Mishra could be from Brahmin family. What could be the age? Maybe a small girl. Could be 80-year-old woman. So you know nothing. So you can't understand. You only understand some girl or lady. An Indian, Mishra, like that. So likewise, when we say Hare Krishna, so as much as we know about Hare and Krishna, that much is the revelation. Those who don't know, many people ask Hare. Like I told no, that Seratic society, I give lecture. At the end, one Rajasthani boy asked, "Why you say Hare Krishna? हमने तो बचपन से सुना है कि नीले कृष्ण है, आप बोल रहे हरे कृष्ण? हरे कैसे? नीले है ना कृष्ण?" I was laughing like anything when I heard his question. I had to control my laugh. Means if I keep laughing, everybody will be watching. What is this? But I controlled myself and then I answered. But Hare is not color. Hare is a Sanskrit word. ये हरे हिंदी वाला हरे नहीं है. This is Sanskrit. I explained it. So as much as we have heard about Radha Krishna or whatever we are pronouncing, let's say Rupa Goswami, Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tisva Padantikam. So as much as we have heard about Goswami, that which gets revealed. Otherwise, those who have not heard of they will want to live. So we should get absorbed in the name, then immediately the figure of the person should, just like I said, Kalpana Mishra. Nothing comes in your mind. Which girl you will have in your mind? No, because you don't know any girl named Kalpana Mishra. But then Hare Krishna, okay, something comes in the mind. So form should come immediately, then the qualities of that person and his pastime, so many of his activities. So as much as we hear about the Lord and his associates, that much will be the revelation. Advancement in Krishna consciousness is nothing but how much revelation happens for you when you happen to see something, hear something, or speak something. So as much as we are not advanced, that much whatever we hear, see, and speak, even spiritual though, doesn't make much sense. Mind is wandering here and there because of attachment to material things. So our discussion today morning or every time, any discussion on spiritual subject matter leads to our getting more and more revelations, realizations also, but revelation also. It will definitely help. So last time we discussed 203rd verse of Adi-lila, 4th chapter, the confidential reasons for the Lord's appearance, which is of Charitamrita. The 203rd verse says, Lotus-eyed Radharani powerfully condemned ecstatic love that caused a flow of tears that hindered her sight of Govinda. The devotee condemns even ecstasy, which is happiness in his life, is a result offered by the Lord for his sincere practices. But if that ecstasy is leading to trouble to the object of devotee service, then devotee hates or discards that, even that ecstasy. So we are not concerned about our own happiness at all. That's a devotee. Not only we avoid serving ourselves and focus on serving the Lord, but we also are not so much bothered about our own happiness, which will hinder especially our service to the Lord. I heard one of the insects, I don't know the name, his name is Radhana Swami Maharaj, one of the said, I'm not sure of the name. I heard once maybe that insect, when the male and female they have sex. After having sex, the female goes so mad in that so-called happiness of sex that she eats up the head of the male. So, huh?
Crab.
Crab. A crab is an this thing.
Scorpion.
I'm not sure. You find out and let me know. Scorpion. Not. It's like a. It's like just like this. I don't know. I cannot describe. But you find out on the internet and let me know. So basically, mantis. Some word is there. I think mantle, mantis. Something is there. So every male can have sex in life once only. Female will have many times, but the male only once, because once he had sex, he will experience some happiness because sex does give some material happiness. But that's the end, because after that his head will be eaten up by the female who had sex with him. Ah. Female praying mantises and many spider species are known to kill their mates after mating in a practice called sexual cannibalism. My God. So the female praying mantises. So that is name only is praying mantises, and that male and female. So this female praying my God, what praying? It should be PREY. Here it is PRAY, like prayer. So it is not pray. It should be pray PREY. PREY means भक्षक, है ना? शिकारी कर देते वो. Female praying mantises are known to attack and eat their mates during or after mating. My God, during mating also. Fortunate that male who undergoes at least some sex before his death, rather during sex only. It's like a curse Pandu had got from Kingdom Rishi, because Kingdom Rishi was having sex with his wife by transforming himself and herself into a stag and deer. But they cannot openly mate like that. They wanted to have a child, and they did not have any hermitage, kutir. So openly, if you have to have male openly, is not good. She's so he transformed into stag and deer. That is the time Pandu shot five fiery arrows at him. And he said, how can you do this? This is not allowed. You know Kshatriya codes of conduct. When an animal is having sex, you are not supposed to do that. How did you do that? That was Lord's arrangement in one sense. Then I also curse you that you did not allow me to have a child to my wife, which is duly allowed for a married couple. You also, whenever you approach your wife for sex, before you could even proceed further, you will die on the spot. And he dies while trying to be intimate with Madri. He's saying the nutrients from the male provide benefit to the female and her offspring as they grow. Krishna, danger. This is mating come eating. She gets two pleasures. He gets only one pleasure of mating. That also sometimes not full. He gets mating and eating. And her child also gets only eating. He gets some nutrients from his body. ताकि शरीर को खा के ये बढ़ता है. Dangerous. Anyway, even in male and female sex also, male gives out his blood in the form of semen. One semen particle is 64 blood particles, and that several semen particles are released by the male while having sex. But if it is for Krishna conscious child, worth it, because for any service, one has to give one's energy in the form of blood and sweat. So the male gives his blood in the form of semen to his wife to have a child whom they will raise in Krishna consciousness, and he will assist in Krishna conscious practices. So because the father is limited, he will die one point of time, but in the form of service that he rendered through his service, his son, his service continues to the Lord and to humanity. So the father will get the benefit of it. So in the male, legal, spiritual, Krishna conscious sex activity, it's bona fide. But again, there also, materially speaking, loss is there for the male, and gain is there for the female. They said after sex, the man experiences loss of energy, mental, intellectual. Patanjali, not Patanjali, actual. Dhanvantari says, Aranat into intellectual. Semen, by giving semen, Aranat, one approaches death. But the female becomes more beautiful by receiving semen. Like, the semen is the potency. He loses the potency, so he becomes weak. Whereas she gains the potency, she becomes beautiful. But as I said, for Krishna conscious procreation, that's fine. It's extended service in one. Okay, so now 204. Arashuddha Bhakta Krishna Prema Seva Vine Swasukhartha Salokyadi Nakare Grahane. Furthermore, pure devotees never forsake the loving service of Lord Krishna to aspire for their own personal pleasure through the five kinds of liberation. They don't want liberation. Liberation is never the goal of devoted life. Sayujya, no question only, merging in the impersonal Brahma, Brahma Jyoti that emanates from Krishna's body or Vaikuntha worlds. That's not acceptable at all because service only ends by merging in the effulgence. So, okay, then other four are bona fide Salokya, Samipya, Sarishti, and Sarupya. But that also, if there is no service to the Lord, a devotee says, I don't want that. No. So devotee is okay wherever he is able to render service. Even if the service is in the hell, he doesn't mind. Narayana para sarve na kutaschana bibyati swarga pavarga narakesho apitulyartha darshana. The devotees of Lord Narayan were completely devoted to him. For them, whether it is heaven, hell, or Brahma Jyoti, it's all the same. They are not fearful of any conditions. But service to the Lord has to be there because that is a constitutional position. Jivaraswarupa hai. Krishna Nityadas. What is a servant without a service? Like if you are employed in a company and 10 months you are going regularly to company, 9 to 5, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And if you ask after 10 months what service you rendered for 10 months, no, nothing. I just go at 9 a.m. and I punch the card and then I sit there. They have given me one chair there. It's armchair, nice. And I sit there. Afternoon I take lunch break, and then evening I come back at 5. थोड़ा से भी कुछ तो काम करता है, तुम तो उतना भी नहीं. You're lower than even also there. The servant means some service has to be there. More the servant, bigger the servant, then more the services. Better are the services. Just like manager. It looks like that fellow doing nothing, only sits on the chair, doing orders, giving this fellow, send that fellow, and does nothing only. No, smart work, intelligent work for the company. Or top people do that for their firm, institute, etc. So similarly, purer the devotee, the more he will do internal work. Sadhaka means who takes pleasure in glorifying Lord's name, fame, qualities, pastimes externally, personally. And when others are doing, in hearing the glories of the Lord. And Siddha, perfected devotee means internally he takes pleasure in hearing Lord's name, fame, qualities, and pastime. For him, Nityotsav is going on. For us, Netrotsav could be going on, or Shravanotsav, because we get to see beautiful forms of their lordships. So for eyes, it's a festival. For ears, also Shravanotsav, because we get to hear Katha of the Lord or Kirtan of the Lord. So for us, more of external engagements. But for pure devotee, it's internal thing. Nityotsav, based on what he has heard, read for many years, decades, internally he is releasing all that. Something or the other keeps coming up. And then he is having Nityotsav. Netrotsav also he'll have externally, as we have. Shravanotsav also he'll have, but based on earlier Netrotsav, Shravanotsav, all the senses, whatever, they render Krishna consciousness in whatever, that is being relished by him at every moment. Like some people in society, you will find they very much discuss, that our friend's marriage, you remember what party we had, or on the marriage day there was gulab jamun, and that what do you call the basmati rice was out of the world. That happened years before that marriage, but these fellows are relishing years later also among themselves, discussing like that, and they relish it. But some others may not be. Like I was told by some devotees, 8-9 years later, on our inauguration day, what a prasadam was there. Amazing. Wondering, I asked what happened, what was the prasad? They told items, and I wondering, only thing I remember on that day is that it was that I think supari का वो ये दिया था plate. वो plate ही मुझे याद है. I don't remember what was there in the plate. I know all the compartments of the plate were filled, but what they were filled with, that I don't remember only. So when I heard from them, then also I did not remember. But I had taken prasad on that day, inauguration day. I don't remember also. So I cannot have Nityotsav, that inauguration day feast prasad. They are having it. They are still remembering. If you ask our some brahmacharis, they will tell you all the items. Those who are in kitchen, those who cook, they will anyway remember maybe. But poor fellows like us, we cannot relish. But hopefully I'll relish Sravanotsav, Netrotsav with Krishna. That, what do you call it? Mukhotsav, I don't remember. I relished. Jivotsav, Rasunotsav, that I don't remember. All varieties of utsavas are there. Festival. For Rasana, for tongue, Rasunotsav is there. Mukhotsav, that Netrotsav, Shravanotsav, what do you call it? Nasikastsav, and what remain? Touch and skin, Tvachotsav, Tvachotsav. Yeah. There are other Sanskrit names also for this. Tvacha is not the only word. So other words are also there. Sparshotsav, Sparsha Utsav, like that. Seeing the lotus feet of pure devotee. Sparsha Utsav. I was fortunate to touch the lotus feet of His Holiness Puri Maharaj in Puri Dham, the last disciple of His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in planet Earth. He was 90 years old, I believe. We met him in 1998, April month, at Jagannath Puri Yatra. This is near Gundicha temple. There is one Gaudiya Mutt there, Purushottam Gaudiya Mutt. So that was built by him with the assistance of others. Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Maharaj. So we heard him on Ekadashi day, gave lecture, and then he arranged for all. We were 450 of us in the Yatra of His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj, and he arranged a drone full of fruits, Ekadashi, so fruits, and every one of us we had it in hand, and then he said, "Take it," and then we were not taking it only, and he was wondering what happened. Why the devotees are whether they are doubting prasadam offered to the Lord? Then he asked, "What is the reason? Why are you not taking?" Starting, they said, "We said Maharaj, altar is open in front of the Lord ships. How can we honor prasadam like that?" Then he said, "Arey, the Lord is so happy that all His children have come. Now, Father takes pleasure in seeing father and mother. That when children honor prasadam, that is the goal, perfection of their life. Never worry about this kind of rules and regulations. Take it." And we are like, internally, we had eaten the drone also, forget the fruits inside, but externally we are following the etiquette. So as he gave order, instruction immediately, within minutes, the whole drone is empty. We were looking whether it can be refilled. So we're excited. And he was crying tears. He was such a high, pure devotee, my God. And he was glorifying His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj. Radhana Swami Maharaj is his child. That's Prabhupada's disciple, Prabhupada's son. So for him, Maharaj is like a child. And Maharaj also glorified him. So afterwards, we were fortunate to touch his lotus feet. And he was very generous. All can touch. We all touched his lotus feet. Similarly, one other disciple of Bhakti Thakur also, we had touched his lotus feet in Vrindavan. And I touched the lotus feet of His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj also. Because all brahmacharis after dancing heavy kirtan, amazing. And he was rotated and he did like this. And we were wondering what is that. Then 3-4 brahmacharis hanged here and 3-4 here. And he rotated and they were all in air. Amazing show. Powerful. And anyway, he had shaken up the whole temple hall. He went all around running, and behind him. Going behind. And then afterwards this feet and that. And then he released and he stopped. And then all brahmacharis pounced upon his lotus feet. And then I was wondering whether we are also allowed. Let's try. At best, what will happen? Somebody will slap or kick. Will happen. No problem. So I touched. Nobody said anything, including Maharaj. But happy. That is Sparshotsav. Sparsha Utsav. Sparshotsav. So, all are okay. But anyway, as Siddhas, all this should get insight, assimilated, absorbed, sunken. And that's what we should legislate. Just like prasadam, while honoring there is one pleasure. But after having it, after half an hour, 1 hour, also there is some pleasure. They are full. Something comes in front, up le lo. We become very generous, udar. Because we are full. But after 3-4 hours ने आप नहीं मुझे दे रहे अब अकेले क्यों ले रहे हैं? So one should be able to absorb all the Krishna conscious practices, whether with eyes we see, with ears we hear, nose we smell, with tongue we taste prasad, with a sense of touch and we touch. So all this should be absorbed inside, and so it should be released later. As much as we are pure in mind, we will be able to release it. Because while absorbing only, it is absorbed with perfect mood and attitude. Then it is very helpful. I heard that Stalin or somebody did not allow, when he was shot with a bullet, he did not allow anesthesia. He or Hitler maybe. So because he was concerned, if I'm given anesthesia, any enemy can come and kill me. Stalin or who? Stalin, I think. So he told the doctor, take out the bullet from the body without anesthesia. He said, sir, that will be very painful. You go ahead. Order on you. So he pierced the knife inside. It's very painful. They have to take it below the bullet, na? Without the whole bullet. They cannot touch the bullet from the top. It was deeper. Yes. It was very painful, but yeah. Similarly, Aurangzeb also would not eat food given by anybody and everybody because they are concerned. There may be poison inside. Their life is so much fearful there. We are कोई कहीं भी प्रसाद मिले, we are always ever ready. Yes. Just one consideration whether prasad है कि नहीं प्रसाद है immediate. Bhakti matrena bhoktavyam. We get immediately gulp it down. Though that is applicable only for Mahaprasad, not for other prasad. Prasad you have to say Mahaprasade Govinde prayer. But for Mahaprasad you don't have to say any prayer. As you get immediately prapti matrena bhoktavyam. Tatra kalana vicharana. No consideration of time. Midnight also you can do. Anytime. Okay, so furthermore, pure devotees never forsake the loving service of Lord Krishna to aspire for their own personal pleasure through the five kinds of liberation. 205th is a quotation. Madguna Matrena ye sarvaguhashaye manogatir avichinna gangamba just as the celestial waters of the Ganges flow unobstructed into the ocean, when my devotees simply hear of me, minds come to me who reside in the hearts of all. So naturally it should flow, our mind should flow towards Krishna. That's why a lot of Krishna Katha should be heard. This, I believe, who is it, Lord Kapila or Lord Narayan in Vaikuntha to Durvasa? Somehow it is not quoted, report is not there. Generally, Prabhupada does that. क्षणं भक्तियोगस्य निर्गुणस्य वृथा अहं वृथावृतम् अहैतुक्य अव्यवहिता या भक्तिः पुरुषोत्तमे. These are the characteristics of transcendental loving service to Purushottam, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is causeless and it cannot be obstructed in any way. When bhakti is without any hetu, material motive, then it goes on unobstructed. If it is just some material motive, it will. Similarly, brahmacharya also who joins for some material purpose, whether he had it from the beginning or he got it after joining, so he will not be able to continue in ashram. It will be pratihata. He will have to get out of the ashram because he developed some material motive. If he is a spiritual motive, pure, while joining and all throughout after joining also. Service to Hari Guru Vaishnavas. In fact, whole life is not enough. If I take out my complete skin of my entire body and make shoes for Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev, that is nothing. Millions of lifetimes also I take out the skin from my body and make shoes for them. Then also nothing is done. But something should be done. So okay, I'll give one life. List. So one who is completely focused on serving Hari Guru Vaishnavas, such a person can go on blissfully throughout life. Absolutely no problem. In fact, with the days, months, years passing by, the ecstasy will be ever increasing. No question of becoming morose. Oh, I think I did a big mistake by joining. I don't know what happened. One of so many of my friends I got swept in. I also joined along with them. But Did a mistake. Okay, I'll rectify. I'll humbly become a grahastha now. So that will be for one who has developed some material motive, but one who has completely pure spiritual motive. There's no question of leaving ashram. It will be apratihata, unobstructed. Now all somebody can find out where are they from. This is Lord Narayan speaking to, or ahead it will be clear. Mostly Lord Narayan speaking to Durvasa. 207. Salokya Sashti Sarupya Samikya Samipya Ekatvam Apyut Diyamanam na Grunanti Vinamatsevanam Janaha. Thing is all six canto, not six, ninth canto. Lord Narayan to Durvasa. My devotees do not accept Salokya, Sashti, Sarupya, Samipya, or oneness with me, even if I offer these liberations in preference to service to me. Wherein Srimad 3.29, 11:13, were spoken by Lord Krishna in the form of Kapil Dev. Okay, Kapil Dev. Then what is he saying, Lord Narayan? Sadhava Rudayam Mayam Sadhana Rudayam. There it is more his family life. Here Lord Kapila only. Lord Panda. मत्सेवया प्रतितं ते सालोक्यादि चतुष्टयम् नेच्छन्ति सेवया पूर्णः कालविप्लुतम्. These are, I think, this is Lord speaking. Lord, this actually this one is from ninth canto. Lord Narayan is speaking, not to not to Ambrish Maharaj, but to Durvasa, but about Ambrish only. My devotees, having fulfilled their desires by serving me, do not accept the four kinds of salvation that are easily earned by such service. Why then should they accept any pleasures that are lost in the course of time? So devotee has such a pure motive, only spiritual gain. That's it. He works on soul plane, only working for spiritual gain. That's why it is ahetuki, unmotivated, means no material motivation. And then it's why uninterrupted, though fiery demon was released by Durvasa to kill the body of Amrish Maharaj, Amrish was absolutely undisturbed because my service cannot be stopped by this demon burning my body. My service continues. Kamagandhahina Swabhavika Gopi Prema Nirmala Ujjvala Shuddha Hema. The natural love of the gopis is devoid of any trace of lust. It is faultless, bright, and pure, like molten gold. All gopis have molten gold like love for Krishna. And Radharani being the top, her complexion is also like molten gold. Kanchan, molten gold, Gaurangi. 210 to 13, these four verses are about roles of the gopis. What all they do. Krishnera Sahaya Guru Bandhava Preyasi Gopika Hayen Priya Shishya Sakhi Dasi. The gopis are the helpers, Sahaya, Guru, teachers, Bandhav, friends, Preyasi, wives, Gopika, dear Gopika Hayana Priya, dear disciples, Priya Shishya, not only Shishya, they are not only disciples, but Priya Shishya, very dear disciples, Sakhi, confidants, and Dasi, serving maids of Lord Krishna. Gopis are helpers of Krishna, teachers of Krishna, friends of Krishna, wives of Krishna, dear disciples of Krishna, confidants of Krishna, and serving maids of Krishna. Seven. Let's see. Everything. It's like for us, Krishna, Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Vasudeva is end all and be all. Vasudeva Paramakha, Vasudeva Para Yoga, Vasudeva Samgyana, Vasudeva Param Tapa. Vasudeva this, Vasudeva that. Vasudeva is supreme knowledge, Vasudeva is Sacrifice, Vasudeva is Veda, austerity, basically end all and be all. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. So for Krishna, gopis are end all and be all. Just see how glorious are gopis. They are our supreme mistresses. Krishna is our master, hmm, or he is a supreme master. And for Krishna, gopis are the supreme mistresses. So for us, what? Double, triple, super duper. Gopis are super duper or superlative super. Whatever word you know. Supermost mistresses. Whatever English, I don't know what English word is. The gopis are the helpers, teachers, friends, wives, dear disciples, confidants, and serving mates of Lord Krishna. So that's why we approach Krishna through gopis, through Radharani. Then next is from Gopi Premamrita. My God, have you heard this? Some kind of literature or poetic composition called Gopi Premamrita, the nectar of the love of the gopis. Krishna speaks there. Sahaya Guravaha Shishya Bhujishya Bandhava Striyaha Satyam Vadami Te Partha Gopyaha Kim Me Bhavanti Na. O Partha, I speak to you the truth. The gopis are my helpers, teachers, disciples, servants, friends, and consorts. I do not know what they are not to me. They are everything. Just see. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. So Gopi Jana Sarvamiti. So Ekatma. Krishnamiti. Krishnameka. For whom gopis are end all and be all, that Krishna is one person. Satyam Vadami. And he's telling to Parth. Just see. So open romance, open romantic affair. Krishna is telling Arjun, oh, gopis are everything for him. Then next two verses are about gopis know, what all gopis know. Gopika jane na Krishner maner vanchit prema seva paripati ishta samihit. The gopis know Krishna's desires and they know how to render perfect loving service for his enjoyment. They perform their service expertly to the satisfaction of their beloved. They are already certified the best devotees, most perfect devotees of the Lord. That's why we take the dust of the lotus feet of the gopis and we follow in their footsteps. Gopi Bharpur Padakamilo Das Das Dasana Das. They are our Mahajanas. Okay. Feminine, so I don't know what Mahajanis. This is Mahajanas. Then next is Lord Krishna saying to Arjun in Adi Puran. Man Mahatmyam Vatsaparyam Matshadham Man Manogatam Gatam Jananti Gopika Partha Nanne Jananti Tatvataha. O Parth, the gopis know my greatness, my loving service, respect for me, and my mentality. Others cannot really know this. See, they know Krishna Tattvataha. What he's saying, Jananti Gopika Partha, oh my dear Partha, gopis know, na anne Jananti Tattvataha. Others know but don't know in full. Tattvataha. In fullness, they don't know. In fullness, who know? Only gopis. So Krishna says, Evam yo vetti tattvata janma karma cha me divyam. My birth and activities are transcendental. One who knows in full, in truth. Such a person only, tyaktva deham puna janma neti. I think after death there is no more birth. Ameti, he comes to me. Ameti so Arjuna, hey Arjuna. So how important it is to know how gopis render services to Krishna, what they feel for Krishna, because they know Krishna in and out. They know Krishna fully, in total, in truth. Because otherwise we cannot stop this repetition of birth and death without surrendering to gopis. 214 to 19 are about Srimati Radharani is the topmost gopi. 214, how she is the foremost. Say Gopi Gana Madhye Uttama Radhika Rupe Gune Saubhagye Preme Sarvadhika. Among the gopis are anyway knowing Krishna fully, but among the gopis, Srimati Radharani is the foremost, first and foremost, most prominent. She surpasses all in beauty, in good qualities, in good fortune, and above all, in love. Krishna Premamayi Radha, Radha Premamayo Harihi. She's completely made of love for Krishna. So Radharani is most worshipable for us. Next, 215 is Srimati Radharani is most dear to Krishna. Yatha Radha Priya Vishnos Tasyaha Kundam Priyam Tatham Sarvabhutishu Sevaka Vishnu Atyanta Vallabha. Very surprisingly, for Krishna, Vishnu word is used because he is the origin of all Vishnu. He is the first Vishnu. Adyo Narayana Puman. Esha vai Bhagavan Sakshat Adyo Narayana Puman. Bhishmadev is guiding five Pandavas, Yudhishthira, Bhim, Arjun, Nakul, Sahadeva. That don't think this Krishna to be some ordinary human being. Esha vai Bhagavan Sakshat. He is the supreme personality of Godhead. Adyo Narayana Puman. He is even Adi Narayan, source of Narayan. Gudan Charati Vrishnishu. But he in a very tricky way he is going in the Vrishnis, among the Vrishnis, like one of them. But don't think he is one of the Vrishnis. He is Supreme Personality of Godhead and he is origin of Narayan also. Says Radha is dear to Lord Krishna, so her bathing place, Radha Kund, is dear to him. She alone is his most beloved of all the gopis. This is from Padma Puran. 216. Trailokye Prithvi Dhanya Yatra Vrindavanam Puri Tatrapi Gopitaha Partha Yatra Radha Bhidhamu. This is from Adi Puran. So Partha, in all the three planetary systems, this earth is especially fortunate, for on earth is the town of Vrindavan, and there the gopis are especially glorious because among them is my Srimati Radharani. See, Yatra Radha Vida Mama. Radha is mine. Krishna is saying, because among them is my Srimati Radharani. He's not saying among them is Radharani. My Srimati Radharani. How much possessiveness Krishna has over Srimati Radharani. And similarly, Radharani also says Krishna is mine. Mat prananatas saeva naparaha. You are only my prananath, life of my master of my life. Then others are assistants. That is next 117. Radha saha kridarasa vruddhira karan tarasabha gopigan arasabha gopigan rasopakarana. All the other gopis help increase the joy of Krishna's pastimes with Radharani. The gopis act as the instruments of their mutual enjoyment. Each gopi is focused on this only. How to bring Radha and Krishna together. And even if they are brought together, now what to do next? That they should be fed, or we should feed them, or we should give to Radharani some food stuff which she will feed to Krishna, or we should give her chamber, she will fan, or we should fan both of them. They know everything perfectly. Nobody knows, but they know everything. Purport. It is said that the gopis are divided into 5 groups, namely the Sakhis, Nitya Sakhis, Prana Sakhis, Priya Sakhis, and Parama Preshta Sakhis. All these fair complexion associates of Srimati Radharani, the queen of Radha, are expert artists in evoking erotic sentiments in Krishna. They make Krishna romantic to have love affair with Radharani. These gopis do that. They are expert. Parama Preshta Sakhis are 8 in number. Lalita, Vishaka, Rangadevi, Sudevi, Champaklata, Indulekha, Tungavidya. Should memorize all the 8 names. 8 in number, and in ecstatic dealings of Krishna and Radha, they side sometimes with Krishna and other times with Radharani, just to increase a situation in which it appears, just to create a situation in which it appears that they favor one against the other. That makes the exchange of mellows more palatable. So in the romance that is there, you'll see in the ordinary romance also that happens. The boyfriends and girlfriends of that boy and girl will tease them. They'll just see what he said about you. They will tell the girl, and then she'll become very angry. What? How can you say like that? And then the boys will trigger the that main boy, what you call the lover, and say, "Hey, just see, she's angry now. What is your response? Say something. नहीं तो नाक कट जाएगी हम सबकी." And he also thinks there. So this comes from there. Originally it is there with Krishna. And that is the in the most perfect fashion. Here after some time everybody is bored, including the boy and girl. And then everybody passes away also. But there it is eternal, Nitya Lila, and it is pleasurable. It's supreme, pure, for sure, purest. Like some more are there, but time is up. Any question? Advocate Maharaj class. Hmm?
Ekadashi is importance.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said Kirtan is sadhari, not just Ekadashi. Every day, 24 hours we should chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then Prabhupada said also, and I think Lokanath Maharaj or somebody asked, Maharaj, Prabhupada, is it that Ekadashi we should chant not just 16 but more? Prabhupada said, yes. Why only 16 rounds? Why not 16,000 rounds? Chant every Ekadashi, chant 16,000 rounds. And other days we can chant 192 rounds. That's it. If not, then you pay obeisances to all of them who chant 16,000 rounds on Ekadashi and chant 192 rounds daily. Like Haridas Thakur. And his female disciple, that prostitute, earlier prostitute, but she became 192 rounder throughout life. Only follower of Srila Namacharya Haridas Thakur and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur for 9 years he chanted 192 rounds daily. Not 192 exactly, he chanted around 152, I think. Something like that. Because 192 rounds comes to 3,33,333 around. So he chanted 152 or something because he had other engagements also along with all this 152 rounds or 58 rounds. He was also preaching, many other things were happening. Because this was 9 years. 9 years. It was Nirjan Bhajan, but not exactly Nirjan Bhajan. It was also along with preaching. So he chanted 3 lakh holy name every day for 9 years. So you can pay your respects to them and then chant 16 good rounds. Other days.
So like what kind of material desire? Material desire is always there. So what kind of material desires?
That are there, but they are superseded by spiritual desires. The desire to serve Hari Guru Vaishnava dominates all other things. Just like imagine you are not a devotee and you come in this campus and you are standing near VIC. Now one would be watching all the girls coming and all that stuff. Coming, going, what is she doing, what is this girl doing. But because you are a devotee now, you have so many other services. Even the desire to watch may be there, but that is dominated by so many services which you have taken more serious. So if you are ready to go on like this for whole life, that means you are ahetuki. And because you are rendering services to Krishna after all, not to yourself, to Hari Guru Vaishnava, with their blessing, your taste for spiritual activities will increase. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Saranam, Madhasyanam. And by that, this tuchha pleasure, insignificant pleasure. Sex is insignificant pleasure. How long can one have sex in one day? 5 times, 6 times. Pigeons can have 60 times a day. Who is a human being who can have 60 times a day? 50 times, 40 times, 30 times, 20 times, 10 times. I have heard 6 times maybe. I'm not sure. No personal experience by Lord's grace. But maybe 6 times. So that's it. And that also each time how long? 10-15 minutes. One is exhausted. And there is no strength left for that day. Then he has to gain strength over a period of time. Then he can again think of sex. Like that. So, tuchya. Kandutivan manasejam vishayeta dhira. What is that? Yan maithunadi gruhamedi sukham hi tucham. Insignificant. Kanduyanena tarayor prabhupada. It is like rubbing of the hands. Some kind of warmth is created. Pleasurable during winter. In the summer, it will be bringing austerity. Already it's so hot without any brushing. Rubbing. So much of sweat is coming out of hands, and that sweat in your hand, and you do like this, all chip, all sticking. Very bad thing, not a pleasurable thing. So likewise, so that will be gone. You will develop higher taste.
Like desires is always that till you become pure devotee. So what kind of
No,
desires?
no, desires will. That's what I'm saying. No? They will be reducing. Material desires will reduce because spiritual desires are increasing. Already you have taken so many services for Hari Guru Vaishnavas, and as you keep rendering by their blessing, you develop taste, and you keep on doing. One thing only is what you call that the asterisk mark condition applied should not offend Vaishnavas. Never offend anyone. If one offends any time, finished. No matter how much ever he was advancing or how much ever advanced he was, even if he is guru of billions of people, he will fall down. There is no guru on planet Earth who has billions of and trillions of disciples. Even such a person will fall down. Scriptures directly tell. So respect everyone. Amani na mani. And that spiritual knowledge gives a vision, that drushti, by which one will be able to respect everything. Like Tata Birla's family, huge family. They must be having 30, 40, 50 members. Yeah, because that Ratan Tata, he must be having 2, 3, 4, 5 children. Each one of them having many children, grandchildren. Or even Ambani also. Dhirubhai Ambani, 2 sons, Mukesh and Anil. Each one having one wives or 2 wives. Whatever. And many sons. So if you go any small kid you see and he says, I am the grandson of Dhirubhai Ambani or I am the great grandson of Dhirubhai Ambani, immediately you are like, respectful. He's a small kid, maybe naked also sometimes. Just came out naked from his house on the road and you met him. Or you can ask him also, hey, नंगे, क्या है तेरा नाम? तो वो बोलता है कि पीयूष अंबानी. अच्छा, धीरूभाई अंबानी को जानता है क्या तू? हाँ, पता है क्या कौन है? हाँ, वो मेरे ग्रेट ग्रैंडफादर है. माय ग्रैंडफादर इज अनिल अंबानी और मुकेश अंबानी. ये कपड़े चाहिए क्या बेटे? मैं कपड़ा स्पॉन्सर करूँ तेरे लिए? एक पैंट, क्योंकि एक पैंट उसको स्पॉन्सर करेंगे, उधर से आपके 10,000 पैंट स्पॉन्सर हो जाएंगे. उनको पता चलेगा किसी सोनो प्रभु ने हमारे ग्रेट ग्रैंडसन के लिए अंडरवेयर स्पॉन्सर किया. They will sponsor 10,000 copies for you. Because you are wear underwear. That's a pride of brahmacharya. Conducive for ever increasing brahmacharya. Our wealth. ये अंदर की बात है. संसार इसको जानता नहीं, लेकिन आप अंदर वाले ही हैं. अंदर वाला के लिए क्या अंदर की बात है, सब तो स्पष्ट है. यस,
Known Prabhu.
ओके, नमन प्रवेश, ये भी अंदर वाले ही है. इनसे
Known Prabhu, you can unmute.
यस, हरे कृष्णा. humble obeisances. एकांग प्रणाम. No panchang, no ashtang. Dandavati ashtang. So sorry, I am not able to reciprocate with your verbal dandavat. Yes.
Week. So while serving
Maybe
devotees,
some cardiologist told you or what, that your heart is weak.
uh, that we no Prabhu, like we heard na Hirday Daurbalyam.
Hridaya Daurbalya, okay.
Yes.
That is okay. The heart is weak, cardiologist for X-ray and everything.
And we also wanted to purify ourselves, but anartha is there while serving with devotees. We are not able to serve because of our anarthas and all. So
So
how
take
do we
shelter of some very powerful devotee or few senior devotees. Tell them that when I'm rendering service with this and this Prabhu or this Prabhus, then I fall prey to ignorance or I fall prey to passion, this, that. And they will give some tips, some guidelines. Follow them and you can overcome your Hridaya Daurbalyam, weakness of the heart. For every problem, there is a solution, isn't it?
yeah
Even for material problems, eventually or ultimately, there are only spiritual solutions that will work. Material problem, material solution doesn't work only. It works for some time. Many times it doesn't work only, but if at all it works only for some time. So for everything, spiritual solution only. And for spiritual problems also means while practicing spiritual whatever problems we face because of our materialism or material-minded heart. So then for that also spiritual solution. We may not know, so we should ask. So many devotees are there to guide. So many are experts. They have already followed the path. Putamad bhava agata. Vitaraga bhayakroda manmana mamupashitaha bahavo jnana tapasa. Putamad bhava magata. Bahavo jnana tapasa. 4:10 Krishna is telling. 4th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Transcendental knowledge. Bahavo jnana tapasa. Many by performing the austerity of acquiring transcendental knowledge, they acquired it. Bahavo, many. Jnana tapasa, because of because of this, what happened? Puta, they got purified. Madhabhava agata, and they achieved my consciousness, that means Krishna consciousness. They became highly Krishna conscious. So we have so many devotees in ISKCON who are highly Krishna conscious, at least more Krishna conscious than we do. So any one of them, three of them, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, we are regular touch with. One we may be having all the time accessible through email, through SMS, through phone call, WhatsApp message, or whatever, some kind of communication, and or maybe physically also around some senior devotee. And with his guidance, we can just go on blissfully. Like we see, I see here in Radha Kunjaveri temple, we had so much abundant association of Radhesham group available. Mature devotee who was also in touch with many seniors in Radha Gopinath temple and Guru Maharaj. So because he was there, any problem we had, we just would go to him. Whether our service related problem, health problem, lust problem, greed problem, envy, anger, whatever, any variety of problem, he was always available. And years later, when Brahmachari left ashram, he was not so much available and physically. And when he was available through emails and calls and all that, SMS, whatever, people did not seek his guidance. So they left. Those who continued seeking his guidance, which will not be so much required, because as you grow into seniority, it's easier, provided one avoids committing offenses. If one commits offenses, senior will be more in dangerous, troublesome zone than neophyte devotee who has a lot of difficulties, so to say, in his spiritual life. Senior will have a million times more difficulties because of offenses. Durvasa was a sannyasi and Brahman. He had million times more problems than all the people in the kingdom of Ambrish or all over planet Earth. They were all happy. Some problem they had, मेरी बेटी बड़ी हो गई, विवाह नहीं हो रहा है, अभी तक 10 आ गए प्रपोजल, विवाह नहीं वगैरह. उसका कुछ ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम नहीं था. उधर से ऐसा ठीक है, ये गांव में नहीं तो किसी और गांव में. इनको तो पूरा ब्रह्मलोक, शिवलोक, वैकुंठ, he's running like anywhere, and he doesn't have any daughter only, Durvasa. No son, no daughter, no wife, and so much is running around. Even the busiest businessman of the world, top 10 put together, they don't travel so much as he traveled. Durvasa Muni. He had billion times more problem than all the materialistic people of the world. Because पंगा लिया उन्होंने भगवान के भक्त के साथ, फिर भुगतो. Then deadly it is. Worst thing, हाथी माता, mad elephant. Just imagine now door opens and one elephant enters into. My God, all of us will be terrified. लॉकर खोलो, मैं लॉकर में घुसता हूँ. बाहर से बंद कर देना, लेकिन अपनी सूंड से खोलना नहीं चाहिए. उसने लॉक करके चाबी तुम अपने फेंक देना वो उससे बाहर. लेकिन कहीं से तो होल करना होगा किधर से, तो सांस लेने के लिए अंदर. एंड दैट इमेजिन दैट ही इज अ मैड एलिफेंट. मैड एलिफेंट तो श्योर शॉट डेथ ओनली. लॉकर को नीचे गिरा के उसके ऊपर पाव रख के उसके अंदर तुम जो छुपे हो ना, लॉकर का टिन शीट ओनली विल एंटर along with the foot of that elephant. Chaknachur, that is samadhi for you. That locker means fallen locker. So Vaishnava approach should be avoided by all means. So you can overcome all. Krishna says, Macchitta sarva durgani mat prasada tarishasi at chettu ahankara nashrosyasi vinangshasi. Simple. Macchitta sarva durgani. You focus your mind on me. Macchitta sarva durgani, all the obstacles. Mat prasadat, by my mercy, tarishasi, you will overcome. Attachettu ahankara, but if you fall prey to false pride, nashroshasi, and sign of false pride is sunta hi nahi, doesn't hear. Nashroshasi, vinangshasi, out, destroyed. Very simple. Spiritual life is as simple as that. Nothing could be simpler than spiritual life, provided we are very simple hearted. But if we are complex, then spiritual life becomes, oh my God, our brahmachari life will become, oh my God, worse than tornado, tsunami. Yes, true. So, simple for simple. Process is very simple. Application is difficult because of complications. If one just keeps complications aside, by taking shelter of devotee, I will overcome. Krishna has given so much guarantee, so many assuring words are there. So I should have bother. जो भी है वृंदावन चंद्र देख लेंगे. मारो भी राखो कि जो करना है करो, कुचल डालो, मारो, या मुंह में 10,000 गुलाब जामुन डालो. Your wish, thy will be done. Your wish will be done. I will always focus on your wish and to execute that wish. And I have heard, thy will be done, your wish will be done, your will be done. So you wish, you will that how to call, my devotee will never perish. What is that? Konte pratinda mein bhakta pranashyati. My devotee never perishes. It's very simple. Very simple. Yesterday, a day for yesterday, Maharaj was telling, after his sannyas, his holiness Swami Bhagavan, Keshav Maharaj, after he took sannyas, next day one grahastha came to him and said, they are friends also. You are very brave. How dare of you to take sannyas in this day and age in London, surrounded by so many young, beautiful British girls, Matajis. So much brave. And then he said, you are more brave than me. Because in Maharaj life only danda came. The danda will do nothing. If you keep it aside, it remains aside. But by marrying, one brings another living entity in his life. And if you keep her aside, she will do Tandav Nritya. Little bit inattention or less attention, she will create havoc in your house, in your heart, in your life. She will tell 100 devotees, 108 to be more auspicious. How my husband neglects me, doesn't care for me. He goes more to temple and looks less after me. All that. Okay. So we'll end here. I have to attend Maharaj class. Ashroshyasi should not happen to me. So thank you all very much. ग्रंथराज श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय, श्री कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्तवृंद की जय. प्रभु